Hello, and welcome to the CUP Ringside, where we give you the best seat in the house on almost all things wrestling, definitely all things WWE. And we are here to talk Survivor Series War Games. Everything happened. We watched it. We're going to talk about it. But first, I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Got me some water, got my cup merch, and you can get your new and improved cup mug and all of our other cup merch at Lana G's Creations at Etsy.com. Look, Topher has one, but never shows it off. I don't even understand what's
It's in
happening
the
with that.
cabinet. It's in the
It's
cabinet.
it's so sickening. He has one. It never shows it off, but
See,
I can
Topher not
never say
showing his mug
pineapple.
off is sickening, but the mug itself also sickening.
Also sickening. Period. But you can get your new and improved cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. So WWE Universe, I'm looking at you. Get your cup merch. Period.
I am this month's heel of the week. I am the War Games.
This month, heel of the week.
Heel of the week. Yes. War Games connoisseur. When it comes to War Games, I am not just evil. I am wicked. Divine. No, but listen, War Games was not the most exciting 3 hours that I have sat through this past weekend. That would be, but War Games was really good. In my opinion, it's a good holdover show. We're about to get into awesome season.
Oh my god.
And I am Topher. And I am here.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't spill the tea. I am the tea.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, hi everybody. It's Brook. You're reigning and defending Queen of the Cup, even if I lost predictions this week. This month, the week of the heel of the week of the month. I'm just drinking water because hydration is important. And dear God, I need to sip on something after that intro. Maybe something a little bit stronger next time, though.
I'm trying to see because Topher made me try to figure out if I want to be Glinda or Elphaba. So I'm gonna stick with Elphaba.
You're an Elphaba goddess right there.
I'm gonna stick with Elphaba for sure because I relate to her the most. But hello everybody again. We're talking about Survivor Series. Y'all know what to do. Hit the subscribe button here in this channel and all of our other channels. All those links will be in the description below. We have our audio podcast links in the description below, as well as our Patreon. Join it, do it, follow it, do it. End of the year is coming up. Our Cup Awards we're getting ready to rev up all the Cup Awards. So all our wrestling fans, y'all need to get out there and nominate your favorite wrestlers for this year's Cup Awards for all of cat. Be on the lookout for the form. It'll be coming out very, very soon to you. So check out our community page and we will have it up for you. And yeah, let's get into it. Survivor Series, War Games happened. We talking about it. Boom, shabam.
Canada.
Yeah, it was a show. It was a show. A show
Okay,
happened.
Topher, I heard you just say it's in Canada. Can we just this crowd?
They were whack.
Was
Just
not
gonna be
feeling
honest.
this crowd.
No.
Like Toronto, they ain't. Vancouver, get your crap together. That's all I gotta say.
There has not been a PLE in Vancouver since rock bottom 1998, and I understand why.
They should say that way.
Yeah.
And we're going back to Canada in March, so y'all got to March to get it together. But Toronto, I think, is going to be fine.
Toronto is a wrestling city. Okay, you got Toronto, Chicago, New York, Atlanta. Like we know the places we can go that are going to give us good crowds in the U.S. Okay,
Look, and now
don't
Leon
go to
France.
Vancouver ever again. Just stay away. Maybe a random Raw, but never a pay per view ever again.
Highest grossing arena gate.
I don't know.
A high grossing gate does not equal a good crowd.
Highest grossing arena gate per seat, probably. There's some funny stats going on there.
I mean, I think WWE always been doing funny business with their stats, but that's just me. Anyway, let's talk about the first match of the night. I was right when I predicted that this was going to be the first match of the night, and it's our women's War Games. Team Liv versus Team Rhea. What do we think about this match?
I want to just point something out before we get into the part that I know we're going to have to talk about. There has been a lot of hate leveled specifically at Nia Jax on Twitter in the past few days since Survivor Series. Was this her best performance? No. Let's be honest. Okay, it was not her best. But I will again repeat the same thing I have told everyone for a while now. Okay? I would love to see 99% of the people on Twitter do the things in the ring that Nia Jax and every single one of these women in this match do. Okay? It was not her best work. She would probably tell you it wasn't her best work. But at the end of the day, she is still a talented woman on this roster, and we need to give every single person on this roster, male, female, non-binary, whoever, respect. 1. 2, match was not my fave.
Really?
I'm shocked.
No, okay. Regardless of the ending, which we'll talk about the ending, it just kind of felt flat to me. Like, outside of the trash can spot, which is always lovely to see in any capacity. We love the Io Sky trash can spot. And then, of course, the swanton on the other side of the cage from Tiffany Stratton, which was breathtakingly beautiful. There's not really much of this match that I feel like I'm going to write home about. I think Io Sky was by far the best part of this match. The other thing that I'm really remembering is when she had the fire extinguisher and she was like swinging her around. God, I love Io Sky. But other than that, there wasn't really much of this match that I feel like I'm going to remember in a few months. Being honest, it was okay.
I have some complaints. Okay.
Shocker.
So this match was really good. It was exciting. I felt like they did a really good job. Again, kudos to all these ladies because this War Games match, I think, was head over heels above a couple of other previous men's War Games matches. The only thing that it's missing is, like, this was a spot fest, right? And it was good. It was good for what that was. And we're seeing women do things that women don't normally do. And I appreciate that because that means that women are on the same page as the men. You could tell they were trying to outshine the men. I think something that this match lacked was story that made sense. Tiffany Stratton with the half-hearted, I think I'm going to cash in my money in the bet. Like, and then just didn't. And then it just didn't go anywhere. Like maybe she should have tried, right? Like you're going to bust and you're going to, kind of interfere with your team winning. You've got both of them lying down on the ground. Go for it. That what I would have loved to have seen. Another thing, the producer in the back needs to get their crap together. How do you basically miss Tiffany Stratton's jump? The angle that was shot at, you saw Io Sky jump and then Tiffany Stratton jump, but because it was so close, you didn't really get a good in stereo view. There should have been a wide shot. It should have been 1, 2. That would have been really cool, right? And then all of the replays be wide shots. And I felt like Tiffany Stratton did not get her love because it all went to Io Sky and her trash can. The other thing, and I don't know if we're holding this for a minute, but I have never seen anybody get so brutalized by a baseball bat. They live to tell the tale.
I don't want to rant, and I'm not going to rant. I'm going to keep my comments brief. Absolutely the wrong outcome of this match for what they need to do, right? Because not only do you have the team with neither of the current world champions or the current Money in the Bank holder win the match. Okay. Granted, everybody on Team Bianca, that is the name of that team, are former world champions. Okay. I'll give them all that. They all are. But you have the 2 current world champions and the current Money in the Bank holder. Also, the only other current women's champion on the main roster, Candice LeRae, which granted, the speed title is nowhere near the level of prestige, but she's still a champion, right? And Raquel Rodriguez, who's a former NXT Women's Champion and has also been, supremely well booked as a like nigh unconquerable beast since she came back. And even then, before then, she was booked pretty strongly too. So you have pretty strong opposition against them, but also we know that Rhea is not next in line for Liv. We know that's Io. We knew that going into this match, right? Io's been number one contender for about 3 or 4 weeks now.
Yep.
So if you're going to have Liv's team lose, which again, I don't think that's the right call, but if that's what you want to do, why is Io not getting the pin here? Because at the end of the day, Rhea's not going to get a match with Liv for that title, at least until the Rumble, assuming Liv beats Io, which I think she will, but at least until the Rumble. Right? What was the point? Because obviously this isn't going to be the end of this feud. We know it's not ending here. So why? Why are we continuing to do this? We could have had some space here.
How much more powerful would it have been if you wait till we get to the end of the match, you do all your high spots, you do everything like that, and then Liv Morgan brutalizes Rhea Ripley with the bat, and then gets the 3 and leaves Rhea Ripley why would it not have, that would have made sense. You would have made Liv Morgan look so good in that moment. She would have looked dastardly. How evil. I can't believe she did that. She actually crossed the line. The bat went from being a prop to being a weapon. Hearts are now broken. Parts are broken. But no, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They had Rhea Ripley basically get up and live to tell the tale, when she should be essentially crippled right now. I don't know if you've ever been hit in the stomach with a baseball bat, but
not fun.
Here's the thing with my thoughts. I agree with most of what you all said. I agree with I think the outcome should have been different, but I also feel like the way they set it up, and if I would have thought about it when we were doing the prediction show, if the way they set it up, they set it up for them to win, for Team Bianca to win. Because if Liv was going to win, and like you said, use the baseball bat, and if she was going to do that dastardly deed and just pound Rhea and I don't think they should have had her do that to her at NXT. Why do that at NXT to give somebody the fire and the flame to come back and now I have to seek revenge? Rhea is now seeking revenge for everything you just caused me at NXT. So to come into this thing and then lose again, and we know they don't want to make Rhea look weak in any capacity too much anyway. And sometimes, as much as I hate it, it's at the expense of Liv looking weaker, which I don't agree with either, because she is the champion. If you're going to put the belt on her, you need to make her look very champion-like. And what they did in this match is you made both champions and the Money in the Bank winner look like they are not as strong as they should be or should look. I feel like they should have just waited. The bat should have been made its premiere here, and then Liv take out Rhea here.
Mm-hmm.
That way, Rhea would have been out of the way, so Liv and Io could have their rivalry building up and going. But doing it at NXT just made it look like, well, now Rhea gotta come back. Rhea gotta make it, gotta get her lick back on Liv. And it's like, it just felt like they pulled the button they pushed the button too soon. They should have waited, and so it won't look like Rhea had to get her lick back. I think this match to me was a decent match. I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed watching it. I don't think it was a spot fest because we only had one real spot, and that was the Tiffany Io spot. Everything else just felt very muddied and put together. So it was some stuff. It was other little spots, but the main spot was that spot. I wanted to see more bigger spots. I wanted it to be more deliberate and more, just more. But for what it was, I thought this was a good match. I do think the outcome should have been different to continue the story and let Liv and Naya be dominant on their with their belts. And I agree with you, Topher. I wish Tiffany would just either pull the gun, do it, or just don't even fake it, because at this point it's just getting annoying because it's very lackluster. It's like, should I do it? I don't know. I guess both of them laying out. Which one do you go do? You could have did either one at that point, and you just like,
Mhm.
I don't know, and
Um,
it's annoying. It's annoying.
my other problem with the ending is that it makes the SmackDown women's scene so secondary to the Raw scene, which further aggravates me. Because like if you do the math, this match is half more. There are more SmackDown women in this match than Raw women, right? There are 6 of them, and I just don't think we needed women's war games this year. I'll be honest, and not from like the women shouldn't have war games. I'm saying the way this was built and the way this came together and the 5-on-5 that we have here, it just felt like ticking a box. And I don't think that's what you want to do with the women's division. That wouldn't be like the idea that I would think you would want, right? So I hope that this is something that they can fix in the future for these matches, and they make them feel more important. Because I'll be honest, even the men's War Games match today on Saturday, which was like had a good build to it to a degree, right?
Mhm.
Didn't feel like it needed to be in War Games to me, right? War Games is kind of starting to feel a little bit Hell in a Cell-y to me, in the fact of we're just waiting for Survivor Series to have War Games when War Games should be its own thing that just shows up when it's needed. You know?
Right. I mean, it
Man,
could have
that's
just
me.
been a regular Survivor Series match, the 5-on-5 elimination match. We could bring, well, we gonna bring that back,
Oh, I would have
but
loved that. I would have
that's
screamed
just
out
me.
for
That would have been amazing to me. But the winners of this match, of course, was Team Bianca, as Brooke has said. That's what we're calling it now, and I agree. Um,
Rhea was
but
was the second to last person to join this team. Was the last one until Jay got injured. This was
right,
Bianca's team to begin with. Just because
period,
Rhea's here does not mean we are devaluing Miss Bianca Belair. Moving on.
period, period. But overall, match was okay. Oh, and before I move on, I don't want to miss this opportunity because Donovan did send in his predictions as well, and so him and Topher both share this win as the predictions kings of the cup. I
Oh,
will say.
before we move on,
Oh,
one other thing I need to
hell.
shout out, because it's been a minute since I've had the chance to do this. The entirety of Team Live, in my mind, win Ring Gear of the Night. The black and white color matching
Mm,
patterns, loved all of it. If I was gonna pick one specific person, I would actually pick Candice LeRae. I love that like witchy like drape robe that she had. Fantastic stuff. Um, Also, special shout outs to Bianca wearing the 2K gear design contest winner from SummerSlam, wearing that as her gear. Love that. But the rest of the team did not quite match the vibe. So I think Team Liv's gear was fantastic.
period. Moving on to LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship. Here is where Brooke and myself, we were the only, well, no, Donovan too. We were the ones who said, you know what? We are going to be delusional in this. I don't care what you say. I don't care how it looks on paper. I don't care who thinks it's never going to happen. We are going to pick Shinsuke Nakamura to win this match. And we knew it when we said it. This is the most delusional thing that we're doing because WWE been playing in our face and been playing in Shinsuke Nakamura's face for years now. And guess what? Our delusion paid off because we have a new United States champion, and he is Shinsuke Nakamura. And the only thing I could say right now is about damn time because this man deserves more. He should have won the WWE Championship before, but it is what it is. But I'm very excited that Shinsuke won this match. I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed watching this match. I enjoyed this new persona of Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm a fan. And I don't care about all the hate when like I don't understand when the WWE universe turned on Shinsuke Nakamura, but I ain't the one. I ain't one of them. I will never be that. You can
Talk
never
your
make me
talk.
hate this. You can never make me hate this man. So it is what it is. Shinsuke ate up. I enjoyed it. And I thought it was a good match. LA Knight felt a little like heavy in this match. I don't feel like
Little
this was
slow.
his best match.
A little slow.
A little
Yeah,
bit
I
of
don't.
Google face.
Yeah, a little bit of just like I don't know if he was sick or it just felt heavy to me, and
He
so
felt
I
a little
wanted to.
grumpy.
I wasn't
Yeah.
a fan.
Okay, first off, thrilled with the outcome. Beyond thrilled with the outcome. Second, that inverted DDT on the steel section connecting the two rings, I let out an audible gasp. That
Yes.
is the first time, maybe in my entire wrestling fandom, I have ever seen an inverted DDT, and it made me feel something. Incredible stuff. The Kinshasa to the back of the head, gorgeous. This felt, I hate saying this because I don't think this was the intention, but it kind of felt like an extended squash, honestly. Like, LA Knight got some offense in, but it never really felt like he was in control. It felt like Nakamura had full control the entire time. And, it will take a while before I forget about our Falconeros of the past. But what I will think of here is the future. And I will be very excited to see Nakamura. I believe this is his third time as the U.S. champ.
3 times.
So I'm super happy about this. Also, I love the minimalist face paint here for that. Also, the new theme, though. Or I guess the remix of the old theme.
The remix with the I said not going into a minor chord. Are we taking this into the minor chord section? I love that. Love that.
Like it's hot. Like whew, you can't sing along to that, can you, fans?
I think, and what was cool about the reverse DDT on the steel, like the metal plating, I'm pretty sure this is like the first time in maybe the history of War Games that outside of the War Games matchup, the second ring was utilized at all. I feel like they typically avoid like almost even acknowledging that there's a second ring there. So that was pretty cool and unexpected. I just felt like LA Knight came to the ring like a loser. Like, where was the energy? Like, was this intentional? Was this like he was pissed off that he was losing? He walked to the ring that night, found out he was like, where is the like LA Knight? Yeah, like the I'm like in like almost like Stone Cold-esque LA Knight has with his appearance and his walk and his thrust. And I felt like his just energy was low. And I saw where somebody, I missed it on commentary where Corey Graves had commented on it where he said like, because I guess LA Knight had dropped the belt on accident or whatever. And I don't know if I was like looking down or eating an Oreo at the time, but I missed it. And Corey Graves was like, LA Knight just dropped the United States title. That's not going to bode well for him. Like, it just was like, I don't know. Maybe something's up with LA Knight. He's not happy with the fact that he was built up so long to be U.S. champion. And then like all of his momentum is just gone. I don't know.
I don't think all of his momentum is gone. Because I will say he only had the belt for 4 months, but it was a very good reign in terms of not only quality matches, but quantity of those matches. He had 8 defenses in 4 months. And granted, 8 defenses isn't a ton, but when you compare it to what we just got out of,
sure,
leaps and bounds ahead of any of that.
Is a good amount.
And a lot of those defenses are things I'm coming back to, like the triple threat with Carmelo and Andrade. That was fantastic. Both of his individual defenses against Andrade and Carmelo were fantastic. I think the big problem I have with this reign on the whole was that he never really felt like the focus of any of those feuds. Because let's be real, that Carmelo and Andrade feud was just Carmelo and Andrade. But this gives me hope. I think this might be the one time we're going to see a continuation of a feud after the title switch, because WWE has been pretty good about not just giving the rematch automatically. And I feel like this is going to be one of those times where we could get Knight and Nakamura again. And I wouldn't be mad. I think they need to give them more time. And I know the reason they probably didn't give them a ton of time at Survivor Series was because we have 2 War Games matches that are at least 40 minutes each. So hopefully they're going to give them more time. Ideally, it's something like maybe like Saturday night's main event. That would be nice. Because we already know Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes are fighting for the WWE title at main event. And we also know that the first women's US champ is going to be crowned at main event. So maybe something on Raw side, I don't know. But something else here I think would be good because these two have chemistry. It's just not been explored all the way yet, I don't think.
I agree. I think this is going to be one of the feuds that does go on. And I wouldn't be like, like you said, I don't mind running it back. Run it back again. Let them get more time. Maybe, I don't know. They'll have a few so-buds and then they'll get in the Rumble together at the same time and it spills over from that. And so, I don't know. A lot could happen with them and I would be okay with it.
It felt weird and my boy Cody Rhodes was not here tonight.
Quick, can we speak on that for 2 seconds? Thank you, Triple H.
Thank you, Triple H. I did not mind at all. I was very happy to see Cody not there.
Not even from like I don't like Cody, so I'm happy he's not here thing.
He doesn't need to be at every PLE. Let him break. Let him break. Like he does not have to be at every single PLE, which he has been since he won the title. And it's like, let the man breathe.
Give him a nap, literally.
Let him breathe. And everything does not need to revolve around Cody Rhodes because it definitely is not all revolving around Gunther, who is the other champion. So let the man breathe.
Yeah.
Let the man breathe.
Breathe. He'll be at SNL.
He'll be at Saturday Night main events. So in a couple weeks, he all right. He good. He was on Jimmy Fallon. He was promoting. It was fine. He did what he needed to do. The Intercontinental Championship, Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser, Sheamus. How I feel about this match. I feel like this match was good. I feel like it was a good match.
I liked it. I had fun.
I feel like it was a good match. I do. I feel like it was good. I feel like it was what it was supposed to be with a Braun Breaker, with a Sheamus, and with the Ludwig. I know that sounded so weird the way I said it, but it was nothing unpredictable. It was very much like what I thought was going to happen, except for certain parts. But I like this talent. And I knew we were going to get some good wrestling from this group, and we did.
So, first off, this was my pick for match of the night. First, secondly, can we just give a quick little thank you to Gunther? Because I did not misspeak. I meant what I said. Gunther made this belt mean something again. And seeing matches like this for the Intercontinental title, this is the hottest belt in the company again.
Yeah.
It took them several years to get back to that point. But we are finally at the point where I can confidently say the Intercontinental title is the belt that means the most in this company right now, to me. And you have matches like this with these 3 guys when Sammy and Gunther were fighting for Sammy and Braun's, Jay and Braun, like basically everybody that's held the Intercontinental title in the past year. Like every single match for this belt has been either good or great. The feuds have been fantastic. Again, I think this may have been the wrong call from a booking perspective, personally, but I'm not mad at it. I think this was an incredible match. First off, can we talk about that flying shoulder block? Just where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Like, he just was there in the sky, knocking the crap out of Ludwig. Where did he jump from? The ground? Is his vert that good? This man is a genetic freak. He's not normal. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. The Shillelagh, love seeing a Shillelagh in action. So many other things in this match. I'm not going to take all of the time here. This match was incredible. This might be one of my favorite IC title matches in the last 3 years. I'll be honest. It was fantastic.
For a triple threat match, I felt psychologically the match made sense. It didn't feel like it was like, because a lot of times somebody's like, oh, they're out on the outside of their this match flowed very well. I would say this kind of had shades of when Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Seth Rollins had their Royal Rumble triple threat match in the way that this was put together. It was very, very good. One thing I didn't like was the commentators when Kaiser pulled the referee out of the ring while Sheamus was getting the pin. They were like, Kaiser has just cost Sheamus the Intercontinental title once again. I'm like, no, he didn't. He saved himself the chance to win the Intercontinental title.
He's in the match.
Right. He's in the match. Like,
he's also in the match.
He's doing what he needs to do. But Kaiser didn't feel out of place in this match. Kaiser felt like it made sense. I also like that we don't just reward Sheamus. We're not just going to give you this belt, Sheamus. You're going to have to earn it. I hope they keep it off of Sheamus and Sheamus gets a WrestleMania moment out of this match, because I don't know if the big dog has had a WrestleMania moment.
Daniel Bryan, 18 seconds.
What?
Daniel Bryan, 18 seconds.
Yes, but that wasn't. People were very disappointed because people felt robbed of a Sheamus Daniel Bryan match. It was like
we got it at Extreme Rules.
What?
We got it at Extreme Rules.
Oh, come on. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Okay. And yeah, I mean, Braun Breaker, he's looking great. He is how he managed to be a perfect mix between Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner. I have no idea. And I like that his name is Braun Breaker. I used to have a problem with the fact that his name was Braun Breaker. No, he is his own man. He is not the son of. He is better than. And I think that it's going to show. He is going to be. He's the future of WWE. He is one of WWE's top players. Mark my words.
I mean,
for sure.
To leapfrog off that, I hate to cut you off, and I think you're about to talk about it. I apologize. I don't think he is the future. I think he's the present. I'll be honest. Yeah. I think we've gotten to that point where he's not, the guy that's going to be like the face of the company. He's getting to that point already, right? 2-time Intercontinental Champion already. Cool, whatever. But like this match shows a lot of the things we were seeing in NXT when he was the NXT champ for so long. So many of his matches down there were incredible. And I think when you're giving him the caliber of opponent that you're giving him with one of the most consistent in-ring performers in this company, possibly ever in Sheamus, who I think could have a good match with a wet paper bag, to be honest with you. And then Ludwig Kaiser, who is, in my opinion, the most underrated man on this roster today in the ring. I think the man is phenomenal, right? And
phenomenal.
What?
Fan phenomenal. I like that.
Fan phenomenal, right? I was gonna say fantastic and phenomenal, fan phenomenal, whatever. He's great. Week in a month. Yeah. Great across the board. I think this is gonna go down as one of those matches. This is the match I'm gonna come back to this pay-per-view for, I think. I don't see myself coming back to this pay-per-view for any other match. At least not outside of like near future. You know what I mean?
Right. I think you're right, Brook. Braun Breaker, as much as I said I didn't buy him earlier, which I didn't buy his shtick, but I buy it now. I buy him now. I like him with the belt only because, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I would have rather it still been with Jay and whatever. I didn't buy his you owe me stick, like why and the pouting and the mad I'm mad stick. I don't like that. I just like him just coming out and doing what he does and showing who he is. And he's phenomenal all by himself. He don't need the gimmick of I wear the chip on my shoulder. You just be who you are, and people should be intimidated by that. I think he is the now, and he is going to be a world champion soon enough. Like there's no other path for him to go unless something really stupid, crazy happens, which I will not speak on. But if he keeps going on the trajectory that he is going to be one of the champions. That's going to be one of these long reigning champions that we've gotten accustomed to here. So I think it's going to be great. I'm not mad at it, and even though I didn't pick him to win, kudos to Braun Breaker for a great match. A good match. Really good match. To the next match, Gunther versus Damian Priest. I have issues. Not with the outcome, not with who won. I'm sick. I'm sick and I'm tired. I need some things to just go away. And I need the Judgment Day and Damian Priest feud to just go away. It's just so annoying. Not that it's not like, oh, I thought Damian was going to win this match and, Judgment Day. It ain't even about that. It's just so freaking annoying because I'm like, Ben, I get your gripe, but your gripe is not with Damian. Your gripe is not with Gunther. Your gripe is with the booking in the WWE for not giving you the right chance to actually get the match that you deserved when you had to give up your belt after one day and get injured. And when you come back, they don't give you that opportunity. That's who you mad at. You should be mad at all them back there. And you coming out interfering in this match, what is that going to do? Number one, because Damian still ain't got the belt, so you still can't go against him for the belt. And Gunther don't have to give you no title shot at all. And you have tag team championships that you're holding hostage and never fighting for.
Speak on it.
What? What? Why are we doing that? Why is he in this business and he not in the business that's paying him, which is being the tag team champion? We ain't had no tag team championship matches in who knows how long. It's been ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No,
I'm sick of it.
They've been.
What's the tag team championship for the men? What?
They've been champs for like 5 months, I feel like, and I think they've had 2 defenses, maybe 3.
Motor City has defended it more than you have, and they just got it.
Oh, we love MCMG. Big fan. Happy you're here.
I'm just like, what is happening right now?
Okay.
It pisses me off because I'm like, either you give up the tag team championship, let somebody else the other teams who are actually going to defend these titles and make them relevant again, go for it and fight for it. And you just go solo and you try to get the WWE championship, or it's annoying because I love Finn Balor and it bothers me. Mm-hmm. I need Judgment Day and Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley to just evaporate.
So in our predictions video, I mentioned that I was sick of this, right? Not only am I sick of this with the Damian and the Finn and Judgment Day and the stupidly named Terror Twins and the whatever, right? I'm also irritated for Gunther. I'm sorry. But, like, why is arguably the best wrestler in the company being treated like an afterthought as world champion? This is not 2006 Rey Mysterio, okay? Like, give me something. Because this man single-handedly, arguably, made the Intercontinental title one of the most devalued belts in pro wrestling history worth something again. On his own. Now, granted, he had a lot of good opponents that helped with that. But he himself carried that belt with the prestige that no one has carried a belt with ever, in my opinion. He might be the single best champion of all time, period, to me. Right? So when you see him step out of that, right, wins King of the Ring, immediately becomes world champion within 4 months after losing the IC title. A perfect reflection of what the IC title is supposed to do. And he's an afterthought to Judgment Day bullshit when we had this match at SummerSlam. This was the match that Gunther won the belt from. He beat Damian to win the belt. Why are we retreading this water? And on top of that, the finish is the exact same finish to it, but with minor tweaks as to what happened at SummerSlam. Finn Balor interferes, costs Damian Priest the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther retains. Right? And like, on top of that, in the one match that has kind of been about Gunther since he became world champ, he lost to Cody Rhodes. What are we doing? He needed that win more than Cody did. He needed to run through Damian Priest right? And no shade to Damian Priest. I am a Damian Priest fan. I like Damian Priest. What I don't like is the fact that Gunther is not being treated like Gunther. He's being treated like a random guy that has the world title. He is not the point of focus, and it pisses me the fuck off. Can we end this damn feud already? My friend Trent and I were talking about this pay-per-view on Saturday, and he said something very important I think Triple H needs to hear. Triple H, every feud does not have to end at WrestleMania. Right. End this shit. I am over it. And I'm especially over this part of it, right? Because Liv and Rhea, as much as I have had issues with how it's been booked and, you know, with everything on it, I get carrying that feud out further. Right? I understand it. You're holding the tag belts hostage. You are actively keeping Damian Priest pigeonholed. I want to be able to root for Damian Priest, right? I want to be able to cheer for the guy. I don't have that option right now because every time he's on screen, I know I'm getting more of the same dumb bullshit that we've been dealing with for the past, 5 months? And even then the build to this, breakup happened for, a year. I just want it to be over with. Let Damian and Finn move on, do their own thing. Let Finn and JD leave the Judgment Day, which they're teasing that now for some reason. And I'm sitting over here wanting to be invested because I think every single person attached to this feud is talented, right? Carlito, JD, Finn, Liv, Raquel, Damian, Rhea. All of them are talented, right? Every single one of them. I hope I didn't leave anybody out.
The Dirty Dom eraser is crazy.
Oh, you I love somebody else. Dom too. Okay. They are all talented, right? But they are just so stuck right now. Please give them something else to do. That's why I'm kind of hopeful for this Liv and EO thing. It'll be a nice break. Please don't let Rhea get involved in this mess. Please. Please.
Here's the dealio. This is the way that I feel. I don't have a problem with Damian Priest versus Gunther. I actually kind of like it if it is the end of the Judgment Day and Damian Priest is breaching on his own. I like you are the ring general and you may be king of the ring, but I am king of the streets. I like the idea that Damian Priest as a face is going to fight dirty in this match because he's street. And that's his persona. And that's excellent. I love that. That's a great, styles clash situation. Damian Priest recognizes, I lost to you when I tried to just wrestle you. I need to not wrestle you. I need to fight you, right? Different conversation. Great. And they're having a great match. I think the match is going well. It's good. And then, Priest is on the outside. He tells the ref, don't help me. Just leave me alone. Give me a minute. And then out of nowhere, Finn Balor comes in and does the coup de grace. Unnecessary. For what? Priest was on the ground. He was already out. Gunther didn't even like it. And then Priest gets in the ring, gets choked out, whatever. The match is done. But it's done. We're done. Let it be what it's going to be. And it wasn't. Because then you could have built up. I would have loved to have seen, honestly, in this moment, Priest getting disqualified. Getting a little bit too, fight and disqualifying himself. I think that would have been great because I think that could have led to a nice, no disqualification or some other type of match between the two of them. That's a little bit of the rubber match or whatever. It would have been good. But we didn't do that. And now what? We'll get Damian Priest. We don't even have another PLE until the Royal Rumble. So what? Damian Priest versus Finn Balor at when? It doesn't need to happen.
Maybe first Raw on Netflix. That's the only place I can see it at this point. And even then, I don't want it. I'm so over it. Because, okay, you remember the Finn Balor Edge feud that happened 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You know what was good about that feud? They had a few matches. Edge went away for 3 months, comes back at the Rumble, goes away for another month, right? We have the match with Beth and Edge against Finn and Rhea at Elimination Chamber. And then we have Edge and Finn Balor and Hell in a Cell in WrestleMania, right? And it effing ended, right?
Yeah.
The reason that worked was because of the break in the middle. There has been no break, right? This has been, in my opinion, a feud that has been going on for over a year, because if you want to backtrack it all the way to when Finn was challenging Seth for the world title to begin with, which I feel like you can, right? This dissension has been lingering, right?
Yeah.
They lost the tag belts at Mania. Damian gets the world title that Finn feels like he should have had to begin with. Like, it's good storytelling. It's just going on too long. In this crap, I don't want these two fighting at Mania. I don't want these two to be near each other. I would love for there to be a trade and Damian Priest gets sent to SmackDown and we bring somebody over to Raw. Maybe Andrade. Bring Andrade to Raw for Damian Priest. I don't care who. Somebody. Because I'm over it. I'm bored. I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
We need conclusions because you need for Raw on Netflix to be a beginning.
Right.
That's because you're going to catch a whole new audience. They need to not feel like they are coming in on the middle of something that if they don't know what's happened, they don't understand. Right? Like you need it's so like to I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Well, and that's why I'm happy the women's US title match is happening on that show. Like that's where they're crowning the first women's US champ. That's great. That's a great choice for that. What else we got?
I mean, I feel like we just need to let Damian and Finn fight one last time. It's Saturday Night Main Event. Let them have their little match, and then let it be over. Like, it needs to be a stipulation in the match. This is it. I don't want to deal with you no more after this match. Whoever wins, we fight to the death if we got it. Like, make it a no holds barred kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let them fight. And then once it's over, it's over. Like Damian don't deal with them no more. Finn don't deal with him no more. So both of them can go on to fight different fights and make it better. Because
and we could actually maybe defend the tag belts.
Maybe because we're sick of
like Triple H is a great booker, and he's just kind of like ran out of ideas. You know, why does every tournament have to be triple threat tournaments?
Right. And just let it go. Just let it go. But Gunther wins because Finn and all kind of stupid stuff. This was unfortunate because it should be more exciting for Gunther, but it just didn't. It just wasn't because of the Finn interference. It just took away from what I thought was a really decent match. But
the Finn interference, if you will.
We moved to the last match of the night, which was the men's 4 games, Bloodline versus Bloodline. To me, I thought this was a decent match. I felt the tension. I like the build up to this match better than I like the build up to the women's match, but I like the build up to this match for lots of reasons. It was, we had the very cinematic promo between Roman and CM Punk last week. We had the way they even came into the building. They were all separate. Like the New Bloodline came in as a unit. They came in together. They was one. And I was like, oh, okay. This is what I expected. This is what I expected to happen. And the OG Bloodline was just doing their own thing. From the entrances all the way to the bell at the end, I was like, oh, this was pretty decent. But at first I was kind of shocked when they let Jay come out last, but I was like, oh, but I get it because he's going to be the one starting off the match.
He's the main event.
And he is the main event. I'm sorry, OTC, that's main event Jay Uso now, and you have no tribe to be the tribal chief over. But I like that. What I found very interesting, I was like, I don't know if they're going to be on one accord, if they're going to be on one page. I don't know if it's going to happen. And we saw the cracks. We saw the interesting parts when CM Punk went past Roman and went out first, and Roman was like, oh, okay. And then when Roman finally gets into the ring, because he has to climb in because Solo changed the door, and it's like, you can't get in. And I'm like, it's not a roof over this. He can get in. Whatever. But
I thought they were gonna do that thing where people like run and like smack the cell wall and like make him lose his balance or something like that. There was a little bit more that could have been done to sell that, but like,
right,
it was inoffensive.
But he came in, got in, and helped everybody up when everybody was down. Because through this first half of this match, before Roman got in, the original Bloodline was getting their butt kicks. It was like they were on the defense most of the match, and I was like, "What is happening? This is crazy." I will say this about this match: Bronson Reed fit in so well with this new Bloodline. It's almost scary.
Get well
I
soon,
couldn't.
Bronson.
I was like, "Oh my god!" I can't tell he wasn't always there. It was wild, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed his part in it, and we'll talk more about him. But just the dynamic of the OG bloodline was so off to me throughout this entire match until it got to the second half and the war games actually started, and then it felt like they got their rhythm in and everything. But I don't know. I wasn't fully sold on this match. I thought it was a decent match. I thought it was a good match. The outcome was surprising to me because I really thought the new bloodline was going to win it. But overall, would I go back and watch this match again? Probably not, which is something I never thought I'd say because I'm a bloodline girly and I've always been a bloodline girly. But realistically, something felt off to me about this match. But I thought it was interesting. I won't say great or good. It was interesting. But that's my take, which I think.
I think the werewolf Jacob Fatu, performer of the night, 100%. As always, this man is a legend. Great energy, great selling, great action. The one guy, oh my gosh, not the guy that started it. Who's the Tongan? That is Toa Tonga.
Tungaloa.
Tongaloa. TL. What?
Yeah.
Tongaloa. Yes.
Yeah,
Tongaloa just does not belong. He's not there yet. Put him back in NXT. But the rest of them, oh my gosh. And the story, the meme that is going to exist now with CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the cage, like looking at each other, it's classic stuff. But outside of those couple of moments and the, injuries, which makes War Games look dangerous, which is great. It was kind of slow at parts. And I just didn't feel like, I don't know, like, is this it? Does this mean the new bloodline's done? Like, they lost. They're not superior. They got outshone. Like,
I mean, my big thing with this match is that I definitely think the new bloodline should have won. If you're trying to keep this group protected, I don't feel like any of these guys are a deal anymore. I don't think any of them matter now. Even Jacob Fatu, as much as I love the guy, right? Wow. And also, it's really interesting to me that, like, and I fully agree with what you said about Camacho. Like, I think he definitely needed to, like, do his thing more. But, like, I think this match really did show the gap between the skill levels of some of these performers.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into more detail than that because I'm trying to be nice, but you know who you are and you know what island of the Pacific you two claim to be from. So, I think this match was fine. There's only one moment from this match I'm going to remember, and it was Bronson Reed doing a tsunami off the top of the cage and missing and breaking his ankle. Get well soon, Bronson Reed. Also, special shout out to Jacob Fatu. This is how you turn a botch into perfection, okay?
Yep.
Goes for the double jump moonsault, biffs it, lands flat on his ass, right? Kind of does like a corkscrew thing so he doesn't land on his face. Like it was a good save, right? And then he sold his knee so well that I legit thought he might have tore his MCL. Like honestly. Like he was moving too much to it for it to have been his ACL, but there was part of me, I was like, I told my friends who were watching it, I was like, he might have tore his MCL, might have tweaked his knee, because he sold it that well. I think the ending was very anticlimactic. You have the 4 OG bloodline and CM Punk, like, surrounds Solo Sikoa. We get a fun little dose of finisher mania. And then Solo's just dead and defeated. And it just felt so weird. Like, especially with Punk. Because, like, granted, I'm aware Punk did this match for Paul. He didn't do it for the New Bloodline, right? But, I don't know, it felt so impersonal to me.
Could you imagine how much more power? Because nobody felt like Solo was ever on Roman's level to begin with. And I mean, and that energy was felt at SummerSlam when Solo versus Cody was like, this is like when you have the sequel to the popular movie, but you don't cast any of the main stars. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, was like, this isn't, he's just not. How much more powerful would this have been?
Grease 2.
Grease 2. Grease 2.
Grease
Yes.
2.
SummerSlam this year was Grease 2. How much more powerful would it have been if the New Bloodline did that to Roman Reigns? Like, old Bloodline is here, and old Bloodline is great, but like, it's like the reason they're all coming out as individuals is because all 5 of them are individual stars, except for Jimmy Uso, who just really doesn't belong yet.
Wait, no, absolutely not. Because let's give a shout out first of all to Jimmy for hitting the whisper in the wind.
He hit the whisper in the wind.
He hit it and
Where was
shot
that at WrestleMania?
Yeah, hey, he hit the whisper in the wind.
We are not going to do Jimmy like that. We are not going to act like he ain't supposed to be here. No.
Can I do both of them like that and say, where was that at WrestleMania? Because, like, I'm just saying, it was
First
cool.
of all,
it was great.
Look, it was WrestleMania was off. We get it. We said it. It was off.
There's one twin that can do this.
Stop playing.
And we all know who it is.
Stop playing.
It's Mr. Yeet himself.
Don't do
this. Is something this is something me and my friends talked about on Saturday when we were watching the show, and Jay was doing his entrance through the crowd, right? Jay has had the opportunity to explore himself as a singles guy. Jimmy has not had that same opportunity. So I'm not going to say, oh, Jimmy's not. I mean, granted, he's not on the same level as Jay anymore. Jay is above him. Let's call a spade a spade. In terms of fan perception, in terms of singles accolades, I mean, even with the 3-week IC title reign, a reign is a reign, right? Yep. Jimmy hasn't had the opportunity to do that yet. Hopefully, ideally, they won't just shove the Usos back together, because I think that is the last thing that either of them need at the moment. Let them stay apart. Right. Let them drift apart. You could take Jay and Jimmy and Sammy and Punk and honestly half of the New Bloodline and shove them out of this feud, right? The only people that need to be involved from now on are Jacob, Solo, Roman, and maybe Dwayne if he decides to show up for another payday like he did at Bad Blood. That's it. We don't need anybody else right now to tell this story, to tell this part of the story. Yeah, they can be side players, they can be adjacent players, but at the end of the day, the whole picking a side in the Bloodline thing, it's kind of over because we just saw which side won. They won handily. I can't buy Solo as like a credible threat to Roman. I just can't.
Which is going to happen. I think that's the favorite.
No. I would much rather have Punk versus Roman.
I think that's going to happen. That will be the favor. When Roman does get his belt back eventually, because he will get it, Punk is going to want his favor, and Paul Heyman is going to have to give it to him. And we will get Punk Roman, which I'm not mad at. I ain't mad at it. But we won't do Jimmy that way. I'm just going to wait and give him the opportunity to prove that Jimmy is still, he can be on that level that Jay had the opportunity to do. I'm all about the yeet. Please believe me. I'm definitely yeet. But let me tell you one thing Jimmy is better than Jay. Jimmy's theme music is better than Jay. Be honest. Let's just keep it but you know what? Solo's theme is better than both of them. So
we got to hear it more often.
But that's the winners. They won. I didn't think they needed to. I didn't think they were going to. Mm-hmm. I thought the New Bloodline was going to go for the Solo. Right. I didn't think it was going to happen that easily, but
so before we fully wrap up, I'm just curious, what was everybody's pick for match of the night?
Triple threat.
Probably a triple threat.
The triple threat. And it just goes to show you, Survivor Series War Games does not mean War Games has to be the main event. WWE, learn something from this.
But they were
The
never going to make an
story-
IC title the main event.
Oh, I know.
The
Not
story was
this night.
good. The bloodline versus the bloodline was good, but it's just like I don't know. I just think, could you have imagined? I don't know. I think that Roman getting you could end up easily in a 5-on-1 situation, right? Or you know what would have been a cool story? I don't know. Instead of it being a clean defeat, have Punk say, you know what? Screw it. I'm off, and leave and forfeit the match. They make such a big deal about leaving the cage as forfeiting. Have Punk pull a Punk and say, you know what? I'm out. Screw you, and leave. And then Roman Reigns gets destroyed in the cage. So he doesn't really lose the match, but yet he still makes put me on the freaking booking team. I'm creating storylines that are way better than what Triple H is giving these days.
Mm-hmm. So to fully conclude this section, because I know we're about to wrap up, I just remember a few months back we had this pay-per-view where the Bloodline were the main event again, and we had a really compelling feud that was at Bad Blood, which has customarily always had a Hell in a Cell be the main event. And we had a really good Hell in a Cell match that was like one of the best matches in recent WWE history, and with a really well long-term built feud, and even that didn't get to main event over the Bloodline. I understand that Roman is like arguably the franchise player right at the moment, right? But John Cena didn't even main event every pay-per-view he was on when he was the franchise. Sometimes other people got to take the spotlight. And I am not saying this was the time for it. I think it was the correct choice for main event. But let's not make it that every time Roman's on screen, he has to be in the main event, because he's not always the person that needs to be in the main event.
Right.
When's the last time the ladies got to main event? Anything. Not this year.
Yeah, and I don't think Triple H is me personally. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. It's something. Well, I don't know.
I hear Stephanie might be coming back.
But let's hope.
Maybe with
Let's hope, because I think the women needs a champion in their corner, and I don't think Triple H is going to be that champion for them. So I need somebody to be there. Mm-hmm. But that is that, y'all. That is Survivor Series in a nutshell. Let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments if you agree with our thoughts. If you don't agree with our thoughts, let us know who you thought was the match of the night. Tell us all of that stuff in the comments. We appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button on the way out. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. We're going to be back for Saturday Night Main Event because, of course, we're going to talk about Saturday Night Main Event and that card coming up. And follow us on our audio podcast link. That link will be in the description below if you haven't done that already, as well as our Patreon to get out early access and exclusive content. All of our end of the year content is going to start coming out very, very soon. So keep an eye out on that. We're going to do some end of the year stuff here on Ringside. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to figure it out, and we're going to do some end of the year things, videos for here. So you might want to check all of that stuff out. Follow us on our socials at The Cup Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Blue Sky. All of those socials are at The Cup Pod. You can follow myself, Brook, Topher. You can follow us on all of our socials as well. I'm leaving Twitter very soon, so my Blue Sky is the same. So
let's go Blue Sky.
Follow me on Blue Sky, like that, and my Instagram is right there. And get your merch. Duh. Get all of your cup merch, the cup mug, the cup shirts, the cup hats. We got all the stuff. Get your cup merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below and floating across the screen right now. And we're going to get out of here. So on that note, I say cheers, y'all.
Cheers.